Hey, welcome back to another episode of Heroes and Videos. We're going to be looking at some old comics I picked up recently from the local comic shop. Going to be checking out some X-Men in here. We've got some Avengers. We've got all kinds of ultimately awesome stuff. In fact, something that might be ultimately amazing, even in terms of picking up a bit of a falling out with the Ultimate Universe from way back or its last iteration. Plus some really cool stuff to talk about. You guys know the Amazing Spider-Man trailer, the newest movie trailer just dropped. Daredevil's coming out any day now. Depending on when you watch this, it may already have dropped. Looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure you are too. Hey, we'd love it if you like the channel. Hit notifications, subscribe, do all that wonderful YouTube stuff. You know, 9 out of 10 physicists say that watching Heroes and Videos probably has nothing to do with physics whatsoever. But I want to talk to that 10th physicist because, you know, maybe he's on to something. While we're speaking of physicists, Heroes and Videos, the video half of that just went to see Project Hail Mary. Highly recommended. It was a great film. Really enjoyed it. Just a great good time. You'll laugh, you'll cry. Don't watch any trailers or any spoilers. I don't know if you've read the source material, but I went into it blind and not like Daredevil blind, but really loved it. So that's my little movie tip starting up here. Let's get right into the comics. We are starting out with Marvel Premiere number 38. Love those Marvel Premiere and Marvel Spotlights back in the day where it was just like, hey, let's just try out some stuff. Wasn't quite like the later Marvel fanfares where it was just completely inventory stuff. Marvel Premiere was kind of cool. It started out with Warlock. Then we had Doctor Strange in his own book for a while, years after the Strange Tales run ended. And then, of course, Iron Fist premiered in it and got about 10, I guess technically 11 issues before getting his own title. And all kinds of cool stuff, you know, in the book. And Weird World is one of those. It's the it's kind of the elf thing going on. And this is way back before I ever was reading Lord of the Rings, but it's mentioned on the title. There you see, I think it's Tyndall, and I can't remember the name of the lady in it, his love interest, but awesome dragon. Inside of this book is drawn by Mike Ploog. Any Werewolf by Night fans out there, Mike Ploog does some awesome art, particularly this kind of fantasy world stuff. Just a really good book. So Weird World, it's one and done. It's all in here together. It's kind of like Sword and Sorcery with what was it, Wendy and Richard Penny? Am I saying that right? With their ElfQuest kind of stuff. It's sort of along those lines. It was a good read, and I want to say it was also in maybe Epics Illustrated. I feel like it didn't premiere in Marvel Premiere, as odd as that sounds. Next up is Avengers 228. This is when I don't know, for me the book was struggling a little bit. It's the Hank Pym storyline where he's kind of going off the rails. In this, he is on trial, you know, at last, the trial of Yellow Jacket. Al Milgrom, dude can turn out some pencils, and he's quick. This is kind of a precursor to the West Coast Avengers, with him doing the art on this Avengers run. I think She-Hulk had just become an Avenger, Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and then Hawkeye had come back. And this is just kind of dealing with the aftermath of Hank going a little off the rails there in Avengers. So it's a run I didn't really appreciate when it was happening. In retrospect, when I go back and read it, it's it's pretty good run. What is it? You know, like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's pretty good. Maybe not pretty good, but one less pretty in the goods there. Next up, I hadn't seen this book. I didn't even know this was out. I wasn't reading Wonder Woman much back in the day. I'm really digging the absolute Wonder Woman now. Never really read much Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman 287, side by side with the new Teen Titans. I have a lot of Teen Titans books. I didn't realize they teamed up with Wonder Woman. It kind of looks like a Perez cover. It is not. It is... I do not see the artist listed on this, and forgive me, kind of has a bit of a Ross Andrew feel, honestly, when you look at, take a look there at that Starfire, maybe Robin over here, the way that pose he's in, very much feels like a Ross Andrew kind of thing going on there. the inside of the book, I want to show you this. And please don't turn off here when I mention the artist coming up, because I know he's can be a bit divisive. The artist on this book is Don Heck. Don Heck's one of those artists like Frank Robbins, even Jack Kirby for me, Carmine Infantino, that I really was not a big fan of when their books were coming out when I was reading them back in the 70s. But I've since come to appreciate them, particularly Frank Robbins and Jack Kirby too, for that matter. I'm enjoying their work more in terms of being storytellers. Frank Robbins stuff is just great for the Invaders and that era. The Don Heck stuff. Don Heck, I think, was in those old Avengers issues. I think Iron Man, some of that stuff. There was something I didn't care for in his art, but he was good. He was quick, and he could tell a story. He was great in terms of being a storyteller. Now, Romeo Tangal did the inks in this, and I think he inked a lot of Perez's stuff too. So I was a little I was curious to see how this would match up. And you know what? This is some of the best inks I've ever seen on Don Heck's art. But what I really want to show you, and the reason I'm opening this book, is that Don Heck was kind of known for his costume designs, and I don't mean that in a good way. I'm trying to find there's some great examples of art in here. Here we go. I mean, it's better Don Heck art. I mean, the inker really brings out a lot of stuff in him. But I want you to see this villain's costume. Where did you go? So here he is. He's kind of kneeling down there. I'm going to see if I can get this as close as I can. There we go. If that's not down here at the bottom of the page, if that's not a Don Heck villain costume, I don't know what is. So it's just super busy. There's got to be a better shot of it in here. No, maybe there's not. But it's Don Heck, buddy. I love you, but yeah, don't quit your day job and go into villain costume design, because it's a little too busy. But it's a neat read. It's just good and fun. It's kind of cool to see the Titans meeting Wonder Woman. Dick Grayson's all cool about it, but most of the rest of the Titans are kind of in awe of her. And again, the cover just to me jumped out at me. Love me some Ross Andrew, and if you look there, that is definitely a Ross Andrew cover. Now, mentioned some X-Men. Filled in a little X-Men run here. I had these at one point. I'm hoping they're not still in the store stuff somewhere, but this filled in a bit of a run for me. Uncanny X-Men 225. There you can see where it's Rogue in the kind of 90s workout costume, Colossus, Dazzler, Wolverine. Missing at least thinking of one more. Oh, I think Havoc's in the group at this point as well. Maybe Longshot. They're facing off against the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which Mystique is running, so I'm not sure why they're still called that. 220. That was 227. Here's 226. And 227. This is all part of the Fall of the Mutants. Mark Silvestri was doing the art. Of course, Claremont was doing the writing. I think it's leading up to when they go through that gateway or whatever that wipes their minds and takes them all over the planet. But it's not my favorite X-Men era, but it did fill in a bit of a run for me. I was missing those 3 issues in that piece there. So next up, Ultimate Fallout. So according to CLZ, I only have I'm missing a few issues of this Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More. This is issue 2 with it looks kind of like Brian Hitch. Hickman helped contribute to the book along with Brian Michael Bendis, Nick Spencer, cast of dozens or half dozens anyway, based on the number of creators on the cover there. Just a really cool Ultimate Thor cover. So that's Ultimate Fallout number 2. I have number 1 according to CLZ. And then number 5, which has got, it looks at the bottom like we've got Not sure who that is, but it looks like Blob in the middle and maybe Mystique over in the corner here, with Quicksilver pulling their strings and Wanda or the Scarlet Witch pulling his strings. It looks like Michael Bendis is tapped out at this point because it just lists Jonathan Hickman and Nick Spencer. I want to say that's Philip or Billy Tan. I don't remember which. So I just thought that was kind of cool. And in case you're wondering, I'm talking about filling out holes in the run. Yeah, I didn't get the biggest issue in that run because we already have it. So Ultimate Fallout number 4, first appearance of some guy. He's kind of, I don't know, his face is obscured on this cover. So, and this is I believe, oh yeah, this is the direct edition. With, you see the big 3 of the Avengers around him, and that is none other than our main man, Miles Morales, and that's his first appearance. So I guess that's why Bendis is up in the headline there, or in the credits for that one too. So yeah, didn't just pick it up because we already had a copy. So first appearance of Miles Morales, who has not shown up yet in the MCU, I don't think. I guess his Uncle Aaron technically has, Donald Glover, but yeah. So that's it for this week's episode. I know it was a quick one. Again, starting in with some movie recommendations here. Did see a lot of Oscar-nominated movies here recently. Begonia is just bizarre. It's disturbing. You should see it if you haven't, but it's disturbing. Train Dreams was beautiful and fascinating. It makes you cry. I mean, just a great film. Might be one of my favorite of the nominees. I missed another one. Oh, Blue Moon with Ethan Hawke. I saw, and Ethan Hawke was incredible in that. It's a crime that Jesse Plemons wasn't nominated for Begonia. Ethan Hawke was nominated. Fantastic performance, and a really beautiful movie. A bit melancholy and sad, but beautiful. Project Hail Mary, just saw, again, loved it. You should go see it. Don't get spoiled for it. Just go see the film, and it is something you'd want to see on the big screen. I didn't see IMAX version of it, but it was beautiful. And other stuff in comic books coming up. The Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer hit. I'm going to try to get up a review of that. That looks exciting. I'm a little concerned about a couple of things in there. I hope they don't tie in too closely with the comics. And Daredevil hits this week. I don't know if it's just one episode at a time, but we will see. Ooh, that is a terrible pun. Sorry, Matt Murdock. I'm sure you're listening to the show, even if you're not watching it. In the meantime, thanks for sticking around to the end. Keep reading comics. Keep going to see movies in theaters, and be kind to each other.